and we're privileged to be joined by Paul Schoenfeld of the 15th ranked WVU baseball team. And Paul, good evening. Thanks for your time. We really appreciate it.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much.
So you had the day off, a very well-deserved day off after making the long trip to West Texas and beating Texas Tech 2 out of 3. So when you're 15th in the nation and you're in the hunt to win a conference championship and you've got a big game coming up tomorrow, what's a day off look like? Do you guys still get some work in? Do you rest? Do you get off your feet? What, is it hard to stay away when you're playing as well as you are?
Yeah, you just have to be, we're just consistent with our work. And so nothing really changes. You get up, you go get breakfast, you start your day off right, and then we'll head to the field. Some of us will get treatment, and then it's kind of just open field. Guys will work on what they need to work on, if it's defense and ground balls or if it's in the cages. And then same with pitchers, they'll go do a touch and feel on the mound or whatever guys need to do to be prepared for this weekend.
So, Paul, your story is one that we've seen a lot at West Virginia in terms of the success level. Guys that have moved up. You were at Colorado Mesa previously, moved up to the Division I and Power 4 level, and have had great success. Was there any doubt in your mind when you're at Colorado Mesa and you decided you wanted to try to move up that you could do this at this level?
Yeah, absolutely. There's never any doubt in my mind. Being at Colorado Mesa, it was such a blessing. And then I was not able to go back for a fifth year. I had to go Division I. And so leaving that place was hard, but when Sabes got in contact with me, I fell in love with this place, and it's he's able to develop guys well, and it's just been truly a blessing.
Talking with Paul Schoenfeld, WVU baseball player. Paul, let's stay on that for a second because we've talked about it for years on this show, and I'm not sure people realize just how small the margin is between you. Greg mentions you're at Colorado Mesa. That's an elite program. So as you're moving up, walk us through what the difference is, because I don't. It's not nearly as much as people may think. There is great baseball being played all over this country. You're an example. You walk right in and you're hitting near 400 in one of the best leagues in America, but you come from a great league. Talk to us a little bit about what are the differences when you move from one to the other.
The differences, you could say, the pitching side, at Mesa we would face some real good arms, but the drop-off level was a lot higher. And so you'd go face guys throwing low nines to guys throwing mid-eights. And here, it's pretty consistent nines. And so the pitching side has been a lot different. On the hitting side, the RMAC, the conference I was in, guys, there was a lot of really good hitters. And so the hitting side really hasn't changed. And then also the scat, you always go to the scouting reports, and like at Mesa, we really didn't do a lot of scouting reports, but here, it's every pitcher has a scouting report, and it's really nice knowing what the guy's got and what's his go-to off speed and stuff. So that's really nice.
So you come into this program and you're dropped into the number 3 spot, which you might think, man, that's obviously that's very difficult. But you've got Matt Einich and you've got Gavin Kelly hitting ahead of you, both around 500 on base percentage. Yeah. So put that into perspective if you can.
Oh yeah. Honestly, it's kind of contagious when those two get on. It's like, you know what, I'm going to get on here too, and we're able just to kind of keep the bats rolling. And we've kind of hit a little dry spell the past couple of weeks, but finally getting back into it. With 18 hits on Sunday, our offense is so talented, 1 through 9. Anybody can hit 1, and anybody can hit 3, and anybody can hit 9, and there's really no holes in our lineup. Being put in that 3 spot, truly a blessing. If you would have asked me last year if I would be hitting 3 hole for the Mountaineers, I'd be like, I don't know, you're crazy. But, it's just the work's been put in, and all these guys here have worked so hard. And so with Matty at the leadoff spot, he's a very patient hitter, but when he gets his pitch, he doesn't miss it. And then Kelly, he just shows, he slugs, and he's able to hit backside home runs, and he's always on base. And so when I get up to play, it's like, well, I could drive in a run here. And then when Sean Smith comes up, it's like he's going to drive me in. And so just the bats 1 through 9, it's just so dangerous.
How has it helped you? Sean Smith was the hottest hitter this weekend. He led you with 7 hits, and he's been getting it going not just the weekend, but the last couple of weeks. So how has that helped you? How have pitchers changed their approach to you now that Sean's gotten hot?
Well, I mean, you can't – you see guys like we walked the UCF kid there 2-hole a couple times, intentionally walked, and then Landon Harrison walked him a couple times. But nobody's really ever been intentionally walked on our lineup, and I think it's just because whoever you face, there's no at-bat off. And so guys, pitchers always have to face a really good hitter 1 through 9 in our lineup. And so, when I go up to the plate and then I get on and then Schmidt's up to the plate, there's no breathing room. And then you keep going down the line with Gravline and when Cresser's in the lineup, it's like, oh man, this guy can bang too. And then Tyrus, the list goes on, Monty. And so there's really no breathing room.
Goals for this team in terms of, does Sabes put them out there for you? Players, when you guys start talking, what's the ultimate goal that you want to reach?
Well, the goal is always just to win the game ahead of you. The goal tomorrow is to win, and then we'll move on to the weekend. And, guys have personal goals and stuff, but ultimately it's just show up at the park, be the best version of yourself, and go win.
Elite answer there.
Yeah.
Like you wanted him to say College World Series.
Yeah.
He just gave you the next game.
That's
very good, Paul.
That's the big end goal, obviously, yeah.
That was very good. Hey, let's go back to the scouting reports. I'm fascinated by this. Exactly how much you dive into it. What part of the reports have you found to be the most valuable? How much time do you spend in that? And then do you pay attention? Do you guys talk trash about exit velo or any of that stuff?
Oh, goodness, no. Well, a little bit. I don't have high exit velo, but when Sean Smith comes with the plate, it's like 110 off the bat. It's like, well, how do I do that?
Yeah.
But with the scouting reports, I don't dive into it super deep because at the end of the day, you just go up to the plate, see ball, hit ball, and hunt what you want. And so there's zones we'll eliminate, bottom or in or up or whatever, and that really helps control the zone and not swinging at pitcher pitches. And so that's just kind of what I look forward to when I'm looking at a scouting report is, all right, where do I look for this guy? Is he throwing sinkers down? And I'll have to eliminate that. And I'm just hunting something up, and just driving something that's up.
Mm-hmm. We haven't even talked about West Virginia's pitchers. That's the offense is great, but the starting pitching and guys coming out of the bullpen for that matter too. You've got elite starting pitching so far you have in conference play. So talk about that a little bit, the work that those guys put in and the fact that they're getting deep into games and giving you a chance to win literally every single time in conference play.
Yeah, well, for starters, we have, 20, 25 pitchers. I honestly have no idea, but they all want the ball. Every single one of them shows up to the park and is like, I want to pitch. And so these 3 starters, Doss, Max, and Chanson, they earned the spots. And so when I'm playing behind all 3, it's fun and it's exciting. And it's fun to see Chanson Cole having a wand on the mound, just making the ball dance every single way. He doesn't throw hard, but the ball moves so much. And then just the competitive side of Max, just wanting the ball and just being fired up on the mound. And then Doss just has electric stuff. It's super fun to watch him play because he throws 96, and it's like, well, that's hard to hit. And then he's got this curveball that spins so much, and it's like, well, that's impossible to hit. And it's just like we're just set up really, really nice and very fortunate to have those 3 in our rotation. because I don't want to face them on the weekend.
Paul, I'm interested to know how you use the facilities. You guys, I've seen pictures of the ballpark at Colorado Mesa. That's a beautiful ballpark for that level. So you're used to a nice ballpark, but the Performance Center that West Virginia opened a little over a year ago, what does that do for a player? How do you utilize that?
Yeah, so we'll go in the mornings, and we're able to. We have a ton of managers, and then obviously Coach Rosinger and Coach Hefner are always available if we want to get some work in the mornings. And then with TrackMan in there, you could see spin and flights, and then all the machines we have. It's just truly a blessing just to go in there and it's already set up for you and having people around you to help you. And so, yeah, we'll go in the mornings, get what you need, and then during practice we'll also go in there and you'll get what you need. We'll work on something for the day, and then you're out of there.
You've had a good taste already of what this Mountaineer fan base is like. You've had some great crowds over there at the ballpark, and I think some bigger ones yet to come. You've got the Backyard Brawl coming up on the 21st. If we get some good weather there, man, you're gonna see a fun atmosphere. So tell us a little bit about how important that was when Sabes was talking to you about that before you got there, and then how that's reached or exceeded your expectations once you actually arrived.
Yeah, well, at Colorado Mesa, we had a really, really strong fan base, and we always pretty much filled up the seats. And so coming here, it's double the amount of seats. And so I can't tell you, a couple of weeks ago, it might have been UCF on the Friday night, there was standing room only, and I was looking out center field, and I was like, this might be the biggest crowd I've played in before. And it was just super fun to see everybody getting involved in just the atmosphere. And with Sabes, you can't really explain it till you see it. And I remember him telling me on my recruiting trip, he's like, yeah, we get a lot of fans here. And it's just like, well, I don't know how that's going to look until I could see it. And we have truly the best fans in the nation.
Mm-hmm. The way this team is constructed, and Paul, you look around the league, and I know you guys played Arizona State, and they've got a guy in Hagerstown with 23 home runs, which is more than the entire Mountaineer team. I think the top 3 home run hitters in college baseball are all in the Big 12. This team scores runs in a different way. First of all, talk about that a little bit, and secondly, what's it like being in a conference and competing in a conference like the Big 12 that's based on power?
Yeah, it was really fun to watch Harrison hit, and obviously being on the other team, it was like, oh man, this kid's up again. But that kid has a beautiful swing, and he's going to play professional baseball. But our team, we'll hit home runs, and we have Sean Smith and Gravine and Kelly, and those guys have power, but we just try to focus on hitting line drives, hitting doubles, and then we also have the small game. We can bunt, and we'll steal bags. With Monty already has 20-something bags. Like, he passed me a couple weeks ago, and I was like, man, that was fast. And he starts going, he's on the base, and he's flying. And so our team's just built off speed, and we want to wear pitchers down. And so the long ball, it's nice, but if we're able to get the starter out and go to the bullpen, that sets us up not just for that game, but for the two games on a Saturday and Sunday as well.
You mentioned steals. You ever been on a team that steals home semi-regularly? And I don't think you've had that opportunity yet, right? How badly do you want one?
So I actually did the Sunday game against Georgia Southern. I stole home in the first inning, and I was out, but the catcher dropped the ball. And
we don't have to add that. That's hey, Paul. You don't have to add that. Just say you did, in fact, steal home. That's all right.
Hey, I was just being honest. I was out, but good thing he dropped the ball. Yeah. But no, it just keeps the opponents on their toes, and they got to worry about you at third base. And so when they're trying to make a pitch and we're attempting to steal home, it gets the pitcher thinking about it, and it could affect him. And so, I mean, stealing home is fun. we've had it successful 3-4 times now, and it's fun.
That's great, right? Like, think of that. You said that 3 or 4 times, like that. Like that doesn't happen in 20
No,
years. Stealing home,
maybe
right?
once a year.
So let's talk about that for a little bit, because Sabes is ultra aggressive on the base pass, and that's got to be fun to play that way when you know you can turn it loose there. How does that conversation translate from him down to the team? How does he convey to you guys to be aggressive and let it loose? How's that translate?
Well, he doesn't. Well, mistakes are made, and guys will be a little over aggressive sometimes, but how he handles it is so mature, and he doesn't get on us. He tells us he wants us to be aggressive, and he's never going to yell at us for being too aggressive. And so for us, it's like, okay, well, that I can relax now, and I might get picked off once in a while, but I also go steal more bags than I would anticipate, because guys can be scared, and guys can be a little hesitant going first to third, or trying to steal, get a jump and steal a bag. But knowing that Sabes isn't gonna, rip our butts for it, it makes you relax and more confident.
Mm-hmm. What are the factors there in stealing home? Is that called? Obviously, it has to be a perfect situation where somebody drops their head or somebody's not paying attention. What goes into that?
Well, it goes with. I mean, the coaching staff does a ton of research, and they watch film, and so they'll watch for that, and they look at all the little details. And so when we're on third and he tells us, hey, drop his head here on the lefty, you'll be able to get a good jump here. And it's just like, okay, that's all I need to know. Everything else, he's done all the work, he's done all the research. And so he just tells us what to do, and we'll play the game.
That's awesome. So it's not a whole lot different stealing second, Kyle, right?
No,
it's a base out there that you can still go take one. I love it.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Well, Paul, this has been fun. It's been great getting to know you. Congratulations on what you've accomplished so far. And you're having a blast, and this team's having a blast.
Oh, yeah.
And Mountaineer fans are having a blast watching you. It's going to be sold out tomorrow. You're going to go down to Charleston later and sell out a 7,000-seat ballpark. And I would imagine all the rest of the games here are going to be sellouts this year. So, again, we appreciate your time, and hopefully we'll visit again.
Yeah, I appreciate it, guys. God bless.
Thank you.
Thanks, Paul.
Paul Schoenfeld there.